Hi everyone, in this video we're going to go over the parameters of a binomial distribution, understanding if it is a binomial distribution, and find its mean and standard deviation. A pharmacy orders prescription bottles from a particular manufacturer. They have found that 4% of them will be defective in some manner. We're going to let X be the number of defective bottles out of a random sample of 20. Our first question is, does this fit a binomial distribution? So we need to check a couple of things. One, we only have two options, defective or not. So that's our first thing to check off. Two, each probability is limited. It's the same probability whether we have 1 or 2 or 3. The probabilities are independent. And it does not change. We have a limited number of trials. So we have several of our requirements for a binomial distribution, so it fits. Our next question is, what are our parameters? Our parameters for a binomial distribution are n, the sample size, our p, which is the probability of a particular event. In this case, it's being defective, and that is 4%, but I'll write that as a decimal, 0.04. And Q, which is the opposite of P. So Q equals 1 minus P, which equals 1 minus 0.04, which equals 0.96. So from this, we can find our mean and standard deviation. Our mean is just n times p, and our standard deviation is the square root of n times p times q. Okay, so let's do that on the calculator. So we start with a clear screen. It's nice when it's clear. And we just do 20 times p, which is 0.04. And that gives us 0.8. So out of 20, we'll have about 1 on average. And then our standard deviation is just 20 times 0.04 times 0.96, which tells us that the average distance for each value is 0.8764 if we round to 4 decimals. So let's write that down. Our average is about 1.8 per 20. So our average is 0.8, about 1 problem bottle per 20. And our standard deviation is 0.8764 if we round it to 4 decimal places.